is Neve Ansel, and yes, I say that like that. Yes.
Yeah, whatever works for me.
'Tis the season to be insecure about your Spotify Wrapped. That's what I've heard anyway, and that's how I feel because, Spotify Wrapped is a vulnerable time. But if you're feeling insecure about it, you're not alone because many other people are trying to hack the system and hack their Spotify Wrapped. My name is Neve Ansel. I'm a journalist here at Cyber News, and I'm joined today by my colleagues, Gindros Radauskas.
Hello.
And Jyrkita Lapunita. So,
what is going on?
What?
People are definitely going brain rot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like suddenly listening to bands on the loop they haven't been listening to for a whole year just to look cool for 10 seconds on Facebook story.
Yes.
Neve, what's happening?
Well, it's a bit wild what's going on, but people, are, as you said, trying to listen to songs on repeat, trying to hack their Spotify Wrapped.
Can you help me? What are the cool things to listen to? If I'm worried.
Well,
as
yeah, this is the thing. It's like because it's so subjective, yet there's such a vulnerability when it comes to your music choice. You know how we know a person that when they get on the aux or they get on their playlist on there, insecure about what they're playing. So
What language are you speaking right now? I'm sorry.
But why insecure? Why?
I'm looking at you and I'm like, what the hell is going on?
You don't know what I'm talking about? Have you ever felt insecure about what music you play to other people?
No, because I listen to good music.
Yeah, but
even if so, even if I listen to, I don't know, what are the most unpopular bands now?
Coldplay.
Okay, so if my partner listens to Coldplay, so if I
do too, and I'm not ashamed.
Loser.
Yeah. No. Yeah, but why share it? Like, people are obsessed about sharing their top 10 songs with other people, and then why they're hacking that? What's going on?
Well, it's a good question because for me personally, I can only speak from personal experience, but I feel vulnerable and insecure about my Spotify Wrapped. I haven't received it yet. I don't know when it's going to come out, but I know I've been listening.
You're a YouTuber.
Yeah, but I've been listening to. I listen to Spotify every single day, and I've been listening to crap because I've been exercising a lot. I need upbeat music, and that's usually Rihanna, S&M, 2010,
which is fine.
No, it's not.
But what makes you share? What makes you
insecure?
And peer pressure.
But you don't have to share
Who
it.
keeps poking you? Neve, you haven't shared it yet.
Nobody, but it's the collective.
Exactly.
No, it's the collective.
Now we can end off discussion here.
No.
Nobody's forcing you to share it. Peer pressure, schmear pressure, whatever.
Schmear pressure.
Schmear pressure, yes.
No, but honestly, what is this vulnerability you're talking about? I mean, yeah, I listen to what would be considered crap music, right? Because the same as you, I need something to pump me up, or I do, some folksy or country music, nothing which is considered deep and cool and mysterious.
Yeah.
But then, I would get that Wrapped, and I wouldn't care. Yeah, that's me. That's the shit I've listened to. I probably won't share it with other people because who cares about what I'm listening to? But why the vulnerability, insecurity? Why the need to hack it just because I listen to Rihanna? People will make fun of me.
Yeah.
Who?
And why do you care even if they will?
Because
the what internet? What? Who?
The internet.
Who on the
Elon Musk's internet.
Elon Musk is gonna make fun of you.
Are you on X?
Yes, but only for work reasons. But
so are you planning to share your Wrapped on X?
So, okay, listen. This is what I think. Listen up, people.
We're not attacking you. I'm personally just
trying to understand.
Horrified with this. I mean,
but
this
why?
is the,
Tell me why.
the ultra version of enchitification, really.
But why?
Because why would you care about what other people think, and why would you adjust your content, whatever you're sharing,
is that not
by
the
coolness of it?
That's what you're saying. But I take it you don't have Instagram. No?
It is somewhere there.
It's somewhere, but you don't use it. Because that's basically the entirety of Instagram, right? People curating content to make themselves look in a particular way.
But which is also private, and I think you do have a private account, meaning your friends follow you.
Yeah.
So why why would you want to trick them? Like, if you
And also,
listen
are
to
you
Rihanna,
14?
it's fine.
Are you 14?
You're like, I'm not attacking you. Are you 14?
No, but
No,
this,
no,
this should
it's-
have stopped by now. I mean, this constant like, ooh, what are people gonna think? Yeah, you grow up.
I
and
don't
you
think
just,
it ever stops. Does it?
does.
Yeah, it does.
It does it?
It does
Oh,
when you
yes.
think about it.
Aha.
Unless you have a brain rot if you are
Me.
online too much.
I'm chronically online. And as most of my generation
Why are you
and
so
the
happy about
generation
it then?
below me
This is wrong. I mean, you should go outside. You keep telling us
Touch
go
grass.
and touch grass. Yeah, do it yourself.
I'm not saying
Give me
that
your phone. Just give it to me.
Smash it.
Thank you.
not allowed.
Not allowed.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's
We're not attacking you.
no. I don't feel attacked in the slightest. No, but
No, you don't.
is this an intervention? Maybe this is an intervention of some
No,
sort.
you do you, whatever.
Yeah, so when I get my Spotify Wrapped, I will share it. You know why? Because everybody else will. And
Who?
everybody I know,
Ah, okay.
basically.
Not me.
Not you. No,
No,
not you.
I'm not gonna share it.
Um,
But I know what could be in there. I mean, do they count podcasts in?
yes.
So
Yeah, I think
podcasts
so.
are gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
Football.
The
Tech.
Cybernews podcast.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, and some songs. I'm not ashamed. I wouldn't be, even if I were a secret fan of Nickelback, so to speak, or Coldplay, or
You
some.
just said you're a fan of Coldplay.
I'm not a fan. I don't hate their music, and I don't make fun of people who like Coldplay because I think they're huge for a reason. They're huge for 20 years. Yeah,
Mhm.
and they full crowds everywhere they go, and it's a nice voice as well. Some nice songs is there.
But it's not cool.
Parachutes, it's a good album.
It's not cool,
from the year
guys.
2000. Who cares? Again,
Yeah, are we competing
turned
with
14?
teenagers?
Yeah, I'm
like-
still in high school.
Do you want to
and
be cool among teenagers, right?
I want to be cool among all the internet
and
people.
you do know that. Well, again, not you, but you do know that what's cool one day might be extremely uncool
Oh
next
yeah,
year,
it's so
and
fickle.
vice versa. Maybe Coldplay will be very, 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 very cool
Doubt
in 2026 or something.
But some of my friends and people that I know have been joking around saying that, oh, I'm trying to alter my Spotify Wrapped by the end of the year. And some of it I think is a joke. I think it's a joke, but also there's a shred of truth in there that people are scared about how people perceive them if they listen to certain things. It's like
yeah,
if
but
you-
then you just don't share. Why put all that effort into trying to rig your
Yeah,
your
does the government
feed?
make you share your Spotify Wrapped? And because if you don't, you go to jail or are you fined?
No, it's
There's
not like
the
the
rumor,
IRS.
yes. But what if you go to jail, Niv? What if you better
And
share
there's
it?
yeah.
You better share it.
Oh, no.
After January 20th in America, if a name Donald Trump is not on one of your songs from Spotify Wrapped, you're gonna get fined.
Oh no.
And Musk will make fun of you.
Oh, Musk will
Oh,
make
personally,
Publicly.
yeah.
on
To all
Personally,
his 200
publicly.
million followers,
Oy, oy,
imagine
oy.
that. Ooh,
Oh, my life
you're
will
doomed.
be over.
You're doomed.
Ruined.
Again, if you're 14, you're doomed
But
in your head.
you know what? I'm never gonna stop caring about my music choices because they're objectively kind of bad, and
What does that mean?
it means they're just old school musical pop music that everybody.
Which is bad.
One-
Why?
one hit wonder. There's no. I guess like it's all about prestige and that kind of thing. I think with Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Of course.
No, I sorry.
But I mean,
really don't.
I don't think
Pretentious.
people should care about your musical taste.
Well, yeah, there's probably.
And you
more
listen to whatever you listen to. I mean,
Rihanna.
you can't help your brainwaves if you like, particular type of music.
I don't think anyone cares actually.
Yeah,
And
and
that's why it seems
yeah.
like such a waste of time.
But then why do we have it?
listen. So
What
okay,
do you have it?
Spotify Wrapped. Why is it a thing? Do we think? Because I don't know.
Marketing?
Yeah.
Sales?
marketing. Also,
What?
if you don't share it, if you keep it private, it's kind of maybe nice to look at how much time do you spend a day listening to podcasts or music. Maybe what's your favorite artist this year. Fine if you look at it, but if you share, what? Yeah, you share it or not, you do whatever you want.
Okay.
But then if someone
what if-
actually makes fun of your musical taste, it tells more about that person than you actually.
What if
so-
Goodreads had a Wrapped?
and,
about that?
And they do.
Would you, oh, they do.
They No, but they don't. But you can. Yeah, we've talked about this.
If Goodreads
there's
had
a
Wrapped,
reading challenge for like a year. You set a target for 50 books, and then you read it and complete it. Let's say, and then you share it proudly or not. I
Yeah,
don't share it, but
exactly.
I do challenge
That's
myself.
that's quite different. Now like the Facebook and elsewhere, there's gonna be people will share the best books that they've read,
Oh
right?
well.
Mm.
And that's gonna be people bragging about it. But
Yeah.
reading a book is different from passively listening to music. So a person actually puts an effort into reading, which is the opposite of brain rot. And also, whenever they would share a comprehensive recommendation of, let's say, like top 10 books, and
Yeah, you're helping other people.
and then I would take a lot of suggestions from there, like, oh, okay, so this is something I would want to read in science, category. This is some fiction story that I am likely to read because this person that I trust read that book and liked it, which works way better than annotations and reviews on like the book covers, right? And that's something that you can't rig. You can't just read 50 books overnight. If you can,
Well, you can say you can. You can say you have.
Will you take a look at my list of books?
No.
I will, but I ditched.
You don't trust me.
I do. I ditched Goodreads though.
Yeah, but I'm gonna post on
Yeah.
on Facebook just
So
to make
that-
people choose
See,
better.
but I
maybe.
don't understand how that's any different. I get it that you
It's
actually
different.
Because
But you-
people read books, and that's different from
But-
just kind of putting a song on the loop overnight without even listening to it. It's passive.
Okay, I'm saying maybe the hacking.
But I
the
get
hacking
you,
thing.
Neve.
agree.
I mean, if you like an artist and you want someone else to find out more about that
Yeah.
artist or a band, and maybe they like it, but well, yeah, in that case,
Yeah,
that's
but then
more or
some
less
people
similar.
do that throughout the year. They share
Yeah.
the songs that they discovered and liked like once in a while. I have a friend, she shares I think a song like every day or every other day. So then kind of when her list is out, it's probably gonna be like consistent and comprehensive and not hacked, right?
Yeah,
So in that way, it is a bit similar.
yeah. So.
So
That's
what's
all
on
I'm-
your Spotify Wrapped?
Right. Okay.
What do you think it'll be?
Right. Lots of drum and bass. Lots of drum and bass.
So workout music.
Yeah, workout music mainly. Bit of Ariana
See,
Grande.
you're sharing it already.
Yeah, because I as much as I say like, oh, I don't want to. I'm shameless. I don't care. I'm an open book. So
Go on, then.
Ariana Grande. Yes. Charlie XCX.
Really? Shame on you.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm kidding.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
Now
But I
I
told
feel
you
insecure.
you might really be 14 actually. Yeah.
You man. Anyway, what's next?
I don't know. One more thing. Actually, Netflix doesn't have a Wrapped thing, but there's a company, a video editing company actually, that has created a tool where you upload your viewing data from Netflix onto it, and then it shows you Spotify style your year in streaming videos on Netflix. So I did it today, and I'm quite pleasantly surprised at how less Netflix I used, and it's
Because it sucks.
yeah. Basically, I wrote a piece about it, and yeah, it's kind of my hunch that it's shitified now is correct. I think because I only spent, well, when I say only, compared to I think, but it's 127 hours, which is 5 days
Isn't
a
that
year.
film?
Which is a
127
lot to
hours.
waste on Netflix.
But 5
still.
days per year in
What?
total. No.
Anyway,
my
I don't
my
think.
longest binge was 2 episodes. It's not.
Of
I
what?
think that's not the metric we need. We need the metric of how much of the time you spend on Netflix looking for what to watch,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's
yeah.
gonna be like another
And then
10
count
days.
the percentage between actual viewing and looking for.
Okay, yeah, you've spent like 15 days looking for content and 5 days actually watching that content
Oh,
without even finishing that.
How many times have you said this is shit?
yeah. Bye. See you later.
Yeah. What's next?
Not what's next? Trump tariffs, maybe.
Oh gee.
Oh, geez, you've got a good bit of insight into Trump tariffs, haven't you, Ginterus?
Insight? I don't know. It's just
You know the story.
yeah. These are
Tell the story.
facts. These are still proposals. They're not official yet, but the incoming Trump administration is really willing to impose taxes to foreign countries and their products. China is again targeted, and what it means, according to most experts, really, to tech goods and consumer electronic goods, is that they're gonna get more expensive, by double-digit percentages, and also in some cases hundreds of dollars. Like an iPhone might cost you, instead of $1,000, it's gonna be $1,300 or $1,200 and a bit.
Outrageous.
But that, again, this is a presumption. It might not happen. The calculation from the incoming administration is that the Chinese exporters will then reduce prices, which is not ever going to happen. But here we go. I mean, this is the ideological question, I guess, of looking into international trade. And tariffs are, Trump likes it, and likes it for a very long time. So, yeah.
Well, it's a literative...
It kind of makes sense,
tariffs.
because they've been a tech war for quite many years, right? And it makes sense when you're trying to, let's say, import to the US some actually, Chinese company tech, like if you would Huawei or something else. But the problem is that, Apple and, some other companies, American companies, are actually using Chinese labor and factories in China to manufacture iPhones and other devices, and then they are imported back to the US, and that's what would actually spike the prices of iPhones, even though the idea would be that US manufactured devices are cheaper than the Chinese ones, but given that they are manufactured outside the US too, that would result on price spikes for American devices as well, all the Cupertino stuff.
And it's happening in Mexico as well, right?
Mexico, Canada are targeted.
Why?
Neighboring countries. Trump keeps talking about fentanyl, and
yes.
but this has nothing to do with tech, so maybe we'll leave it at that. But Mexico is targeted especially for that, and
immigration.
Yesterday or 2 days ago, Mexican president also said that we're gonna retaliate with our own tariffs, and then we'll see where it gets them. Then. But speaking of electronics as well, like Kirgita said, when Trump and his allies say that. We want to encourage U.S. manufacturing and support that and strengthen that, homegrown tech or whatnot, like make the tech go home or something. It's a process.
Make tech great
Even
again.
if the process begins, it'll take many years, and it not necessarily even take place, because some of the countries some of the companies that are doing stuff in China and then importing those products back, like Apple, they might just go to other countries that are that tariffs don't apply to, like Vietnam. They're doing it now, or Malaysia, or Indonesia, or Taiwan, or even Japan, which is getting cheaper every day. Also, homegrown. Okay, but 90% of, let's say, game consoles are manufactured in China and then imported back to the US. 78 or 80%, these are the numbers for smartphones, or 78 for smartphone imports and 79 for laptop and tablet imports. So these are stunning numbers it's not easy to change.
What about electric vehicles? Do you have any stats?
No,
for that?
don't attack me with this now.
Sorry. I was just wondering because
wrote one article about Jaguar. Now has all the
Now I wanna
questions
know all
about
about
electric vehicles.
But the reason why I say that is because Elon Musk and Trump are pretty cozy. So maybe
they're smart.
They're talking about this homegrown tech, because most of the vehicles that Elon Musk's Tesla makes are in California and elsewhere.
Texas.
Texas.
They have a factory in Berlin.
Yes.
In Germany. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's going to be exceptions. Who's gonna kiss Trump's ass most fervently is probably gonna be exempted from tariffs. But again, no one, including Donald Trump, I think, exactly knows how is it going to happen. But I think it is going to happen. Just one thing, consumer-wise, it's very it's very difficult and impossible really to say that it's not going to affect consumers. And when I say we, Americans are not going to see prices reduced. They're going to see rising prices for many goods. And some retailers, by the way, Best Buy is already talking about it. The CTA, I can't remember the name of that association, the Consumer Technology Products Association or something. They already talking about how this is gonna, boost inflation and blah blah blah. But even if tariffs themselves would not raise prices, some retailers might use the opportunity to raise prices and then say, look, it's because of the tariffs. But then they would have had raised the prices anyway. So a good opportunity to not to scam consumers, but to rob them really of their money. So
also maybe price hikes for them could be a chance to rethink how often do they actually need to renew their devices, because now at the pace we're moving, it's kind of crazy. And we know that also it's manufacturers, they don't offer updates for enough years, because you have this, let's say, Apple Watch, which is still functioning well 5-6 years into the you use it for 5 years, right? And it's still good, but then you get a message that we're no longer gonna update your software and whatnot, and we know just how crazy this cycle is of Apple upgrade program. Let's say people get pay a monthly or a yearly fee just to get every piece of new technology that is out, and you don't probably need iPhone 16 after having iPhone 15, right? So maybe that's also kind of good starting point for consumers to rethink their choices. Do they really need that iPhone then, or maybe theirs are still good?
More environmentally friendly, maybe it's a good thing. No,
maybe we'll see, right? But I mean, while we were preparing for this, you asked, I think, if these tariffs are enforced, how would this impact the tech products themselves and their quality? So there's some numbers again that U.S. consumers would likely slow their spending on laptops and tablets by 54 or 44, around 50%. So they would spend less money, and maybe they might.
How often do they buy those laptops?
Well, there's a lot of people.
Yeah, but still, you buy
Companies,
every 5 years.
Companies buy them in bulk and all that. I mean, there's millions and stuff. I mean, they are buying them.
Yeah.
And laptops for sure, they need to be upgraded.
Who's buying tablets? That's what I want to know.
Cybersecurity, children and parents.
Yeah.
But there's a possibility, and we've spoken about this last week or 2 weeks ago, about these products themselves becoming lower quality. Yes, they might not get more expensive, but then they would be exchanged for similar looking, but actually Black Friday-esque kind of gadgets, less powerful laptops or less smartphones.
But when you think about it, it's so normal, and that's what we've seen during last recession, right? 15 years ago or so, when they wouldn't want to hike the prices, so then they would do they would sell you instead of 1 liter milk, that would be 0.9 liter, right? So you get the same price, just a little bit, less of milk or less of chocolate, whatnot. So you still pay the same price, you just kind of eat a little bit less. So this could actually be the same, right? You this is the amount of money you want to spend, but for that amount of money you get a little less, little bit less.
Maybe it's even within the calculations of the incoming administration. Yes, our consumers will get less, but then the country would be a little bit more independent from China.
Yeah, and they still can afford things, meaning it doesn't get that expensive, so you can't afford that anymore.
Yeah. So maybe they are calculating that the price is worth to pay.
So smart, yes. They are so smart.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing,
see about
maybe.
that. We'll see how many exemptions will there be. I think it's going to be close to 100 or something.
I don't think Trump will impose that on Cupertino iGeeks. That's not going to happen to Apple. I don't think price is going to go up by 30%.
Do you think Trump has an iPhone?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone has an iPhone, as our colleague Neaton likes to remind us in America. But just to finish this off, I think it's not correct to say that these tariffs would be new, especially when we talk about China, because yes, in his first term, Trump did announce tariffs to 60% of U.S.-China trade. 20% tariffs applied to that, and many years have passed. And by the way, the Biden administration has kept these tariffs, so it's nothing like a Republican-only initiative. It's a consistent policy, I think. And then researchers have had enough time to look into the possibility if those tariffs had worked, like reduced prices for U.S. consumers. And what they found. People at Harvard Business Schools, they did found that tariffs didn't lower the cost of imports from China, and U.S. consumers paid more on specific goods. And if we talk about specific goods, and in this case we talk about tech gadgets, I think it's safe to say they're gonna get more expensive. But yeah, maybe they would have gotten more expensive anyway. Another paper found.
But as long as the economy is good, I think it's good, and it's natural. Like prices rise, but so do salaries, and employment and all the rest of things. We live better,
Yes, because what happens when the economy is bad? What happens then?
What have you learned, Neve, when preparing for this topic?
Oh God, it's a minefield. I just looked into names and didn't really think of anything else. But when the economy is downhill, what happens?
Nothing good happens. Essentially, what we were looking into is, how AI impacts our jobs and job market. And so far, all the predictions, they've been, exaggerated, and we don't see, that people are actually losing jobs en masse because of, AI adoption. But then the International Monetary Fund kind of reminded us, about the recession, which we haven't been in for a long time, right? And that's, when actually we could see automatization taking over some of very, basic jobs, or not basic jobs, but something that AI can do already, right? So economy is good now, and as far as predictions go, we shouldn't see any recession next year. There's only, I think, 20% of, kind of fear that U.S. economy could, go downhill as soon as like January or February. So economy is gonna be good. But what if it weren't? Because companies spend the like lion's share of money and like revenues they get on headcount, and that only natural. When the things are bad economically for them, they kind of get rid of people. And with AI, that would mean people who are, let's say, data entry specialists or copywriters, fact checkers, proofreaders, they would probably lose their jobs, and that's when we would see AI taking over.
Taking over is pretty strong. The AI per se is not going to take over.
No, it's not. Companies will try to kind of spend their money more effectively, and they would fire people who do very basic jobs, and that could be done using some computer program, right? So you probably don't need, necessarily a proofreader, right? Software can do that for you. Can like check grammar and style and whatnot.
Generate like natural language texts and stuff like that. So you probably wouldn't need a copywriter.
This is a possibility.
So lots of jobs that I think have seen as like specialized or whatever could probably probably go away.
Yeah,
maybe.
putting words together is no longer a skill.
Yes.
So it's not like putting data from transferring from paper to computer is also not a skill. The problem is that, those jobs won't come back after, people are fired, because before we would see that, okay, if I have a, specialty, so I might lose my job, but then, the economy rebounds, and then there are more opportunities for me, and I get back into the job market. Now, if a copywriter were to lose their job because of recession and AI now, like in 2 or 3 years, I'm not sure they will be able to find a similar job, right? They will need to kind of upskill in the meantime, because the roles will change a lot, and if you are good for now as a copywriter or data entry specialist or something similar, if you lose your job, you probably won't be able to get back to it in a few years' time. The role is going to be different.
Yeah. I think that recession as a possibility is real, not in the nearest future, but it's always there. I mean, some black swan event might occur, or these tariffs are retaliated by the Chinese, or maybe the Chinese and all the BRICS countries would decide to ditch dollar, and then international global trade war begins, and then all sorts of trouble could happen. At the same time, if the MAGA people do take over firmly in the United States and introduce a more authoritarian trend over the country, history has shown that these people usually go first after the statistics people, and we will probably not even know if a recession is out there happening or not, because they will keep telling us that everything is fine. Also,
the recession is really easy to see from economic data, and it's definitely not in the books for next year. At least the chance are like really slow. That's what the analysts saw, like count and predict. Even with tariffs already calculated there, because price spike is not necessarily a bad thing when we talk about economy. It's good and it's healthy to have a certain level of price rises, because then you also it might also mean that people are getting paid more, and that's why companies need to charge more, and that's like it's not that simple.
Yeah. In Europe, at least, I think the European Central Bank did a pretty decent job in managing the interest rate cuts and rises and all that. So we're slowly but surely going back to normal, I think. At the same time, economic recovery after a recession, it wouldn't be a human-based economic recovery under this scenario we're talking about.
No, often
it would be a machine-based economy.
But not even like in AI scenario, like usually after recession, what happens, it's a jobless recovery that's happening. You kind of, you see good signs of economy like bouncing back, you see people increase their expenses and whatnot, but it doesn't translate immediately into hiring people, because companies are not sure about whether this trend is gonna last, or they're like really being conservative about hiring people, and in this case, what we will see, I think it's even like if there's gonna be a recession, and it's gonna be probably next year, but it happens every 10 years or so. So we kind of past that time already. So it's pending, but we'll see even like less jobs and less people being hired after recession, because some of them, they will be not needed anymore.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen next year. I think we didn't have a recession officially, but we had COVID, and that was a disruption.
Yeah, we had COVID. We had a lot of government money.
So I think it's several more years and half a decade or something.
It
but
depends.
We'll see.
Depends on the wars and geopolitical climate.
JP Morgan said it has gone up by 35%, but I don't know.
What? 45%?
The likelihood of a recession happening by the end of this year and going into 2025. But we're already at the end of this year.
But recession is it's like when at least 2 consecutive quarters the economy is like in downturn. So that surely needs more time just to calculate that. We need to be, declining for at least like 6 months for anyone to call that recession. And for now, U.S. economy is doing good. Investors are confident about AI, about holiday spending and whatnot. It's going strong, steady.
Yeah. Also, though, it depends. I mean, it depends on the economic culture and tradition and the whole system, sometimes how hard the landing is after when the recession hits. Because in the US, when it crashes hard, People lose their homes, jobs, there's no severance
because
pay.
They love borrowing money.
Yeah. Yeah, but then let's say in some European countries where welfare states are strong, people might lose their job, be fired, but then they have severance pay or payouts from the state, and they definitely don't lose their homes most of the times. And it's pretty better prepared to handle the human costs of a recession, I think.
But then what do we do? Like if robots take our jobs?
Kill them.
What do we do? Like
unplug them.
Do we just become the
supervisors,
operators, the managers? Do we upskill in that area? Because like the talk around AI and the workforce, which we've been having since the advent of ChatGPT and whatnot, is that we'll have more time for ourselves and we will have to work less and be able to do more. But it sounds to me like it's a very narrow way this could go. Like, oh, you are put into a job that potentially you don't want to do because the job that you are doing or you have done for years has been taken over by AI. Is that a possibility? I don't know.
I would say learn some actual skill, maybe some hands-on skill. Also, there's a possibility, go out and create your own thing, do some business, create some value, and that's how we are unique for like being creative, not even like having certain like writing skill or whatnot. We are kind of connecting the dots, emotional intelligence, whatnot. So I would say, think by use your head.
Become a plumber.
Get off social media for starters.
Don't care.
Stop the brain rot.
When these AI visionaries say, like you quoted them, basically saying that you're gonna have more time to do your own thing or something. Well, you're gonna have to spend more time thinking how to make ends meet. Really.
Like what's your thing?
Yeah.
Job simulator.
Because it's not like money's just gonna come in and then you're just gonna collect it and do your own thing.
That's what they're
gonna find a way
advertising.
to make that money, because otherwise you're
so I
screwed.
guess the advice here would be find your thing.
And
Ideally,
make sure it pays you money.
Yeah, ideally that should pay you.
Oh, the trajectory of life is...
Maybe you can hack Spotify Wrapped lists for money.
Maybe I could curate Spotify playlists for money. I'm going to become a DJ. It. Anyway. Right. Okay. So...
Think more. Think a little bit more.
I'm going to become a DJ and that is that. Right. Okay. Thank you if you've stayed to the end of this yappa yappa. We hope you enjoyed and we will see you next week. Goodbye.